We've driven that modified for 17 years or something like that, and I kind of always wanted to do a sprint car. Really never thought it was going to be possible, and this 305 class kind of is fairly economical in the grand scheme of things compared to the 360s and 410s, and so we ended up kind of getting our feet wet a little bit last year with it, and it was hard for me to get rid of the modified. I just known that for so long, and also running here in Spencer with the modified I could run every week, and I kind of knew where I was going to go, and I knew two cars was not probably going to be long-term good for me on anything, and it was actually a pretty struggle jumping back and forth between them. Probably more difficult than I thought. The modified was fine. I could get into that, but it kind of hurt my learning curve on this sprint car. They drive a lot different, and it was tough to get used to the speed and what I had to do, and we just made a decision to sell that modified, and there was a couple tears in my eyes when it happened, but this year the way it's gone, and how much just comfort I've in a couple races we've done already, how much I've improved is I have no second thought. We made the right decision, and if for some reason we need to drive modified again or something, we could, but right now this is kind of what I'm focused on, and it's been a blast so far. Last year I could just tell when I drove this modified or sprint car, I just was beat, 15 laps, and I was just tired. And some of that was like everything's new and you're tense and your body is not relaxed, you're not breathing, it's just really intense. But I knew, I didn't think I was in bad shape. I'd kind of been working out for 5-6 years, maybe a little more, but I knew I needed to do a little more. My head and neck, it was tough to keep my neck up or my head off from the G-forces in the corner, and these sprint cars were just so much more than what I experienced in the modified that I knew I needed to just do more stuff. And we spend thousands of dollars to make these things light as we can, and why can't I lose a few pounds too? So I didn't lose a ton, but I lost maybe 5 pounds or somewhere in there, and made a kind of decision to continue what I was doing and then added some running. And I'm not a huge runner, but I probably running 15 miles a week, and I can tell already that it's made it. It's just overall my whole body just core strength and everything is just a lot better. I feel a lot more comfortable in the car this year. We've raced this year at Park Jefferson in South Dakota, right north of Sioux City there. Been there a couple times, and we've been up to Jackson now twice this year. Spencer has, they were scheduled to have 4 races. One got rained out, and they're maybe trying to make one more up, but it's kind of those couple tracks, and I'm okay with that. We don't have as many options as the modified, but I'm okay with it. It's nice just to, maybe it's actually a little more relaxing. Just not have. There's times with the modified, if something got rained, we got to go here. We got to be racing. We got to be, I'd been at a certain level for so long. I felt like I had to go. I had to do this, and it's somewhat of a relief actually, a little less stressful. And we'll go when we want to go. I got kids and sports and other things, and it's just if we miss a night, we miss a night, and we know we can go back next week or do whatever and still have fun. So it's been a nice start to the year so far. Really, we've had fairly good luck. We haven't really run into anything, or we broke last week, a week ago at Jackson. The track was kind of rough, and that was just a suspension part broke. It wasn't anything really happened, just track kind of tore up. It got soft, and the weather hasn't been good for any of these tracks, so but we've had fairly good success. Second time down at Park, we finished second out of 25 cars, and the guy that won was a 360 driver. He got second in that 360 race that night, and the guy behind me won that 360 race that night. So we were in really good company, and we felt that was like, I would say, maybe the turning point where a couple laps into it, all of a sudden I was like, okay, I got this. And then we were, a couple laps later, we were in lap traffic, and all of a sudden things just kind of clicked, and I was like, okay, we're just racing now. Like there wasn't one time last year I felt overly comfortable around other cars. I could get out and do my thing if I was out front or something. We've led some laps before, but that was the first time I was around people and other cars all over too. It wasn't just one here or there. We were in lap traffic, it seemed like all the time, and it just kind of clicked, and it was like you're back to just racing, and you weren't thinking about things. And that's what it needs to be. It needs to be instinctual, and things just need to happen without thinking about it. And it kind of clicked. I'm still learning on some things, but that getting out of that race, I don't know if I've been so happy to finish second before. That was, I got out I was beat after it, but Audrey, wife and dad, I think their smiles on their face afterwards, and I think their jaw was almost on the ground. How they hadn't seen me race like that yet with this thing, so it was a good. That was a turning point, and just at Jackson here Friday night we led 15 laps, and our groove started going away and another groove came in and I didn't realize it, and we ended up finishing 7th. So, but to lead 15 laps there, that was really cool, and we're getting close. Spencer here, we're hoping for a good run. It has a tendency to get slick, and I'm still working on some driving on that slick, being smooth on that. So I'm not. I got some confidence going into here, but I got some work to do on driving. So we'll see what happens. We'll give it our best, but hope for a good turnout. I just got to thank a couple of sponsors. DeKalb's have been with me forever, and Prairie Feed and Trucking came on this year, and Grady Builders. They've been supporting me the last 2 years, and just can't do it without them. And wife and dad just helped me so much. So really, just this is a dream come true, and I just gonna have fun for a couple years, hopefully, and have some fun. I don't know if I really need to go anywhere in the South. I did do that Chili Bowl, that midget cars, a year, 2 years ago. I wouldn't mind doing that again. It won't be with this car. It'll be somebody else's deal, and I won't own it. I'll just rent it or, hop in somebody else's car. But we never ran too far south with a modified either, and it's hard for me and my dad both to be gone. So we'll wait till it kind of warms up around here, and just have some fun in the summer.